Are we ready, Ms. Zodar?
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the final day of Conference 4.3 on legal considerations for forming a business partnership. We hope you had a restful evening and are ready for another day of insightful discussions and valuable learning. So, it was an incredible journey exploring the topic on both the days. So, let's continue with our discussion and hope everyone enjoy this. So, our first speaker for today is Ms. Midori Yamaguchi, a senior associate at Mori Hamada and Matsumoto, one of Japan's leading law firms. A Japanese attorney qualified in both Japan and New York together, she specializes in restructuring and insolvency and dispute resolution. With rich cross border experience, Midori has worked in the firm's Singapore office and at a US law firm following her LLM from New York University. Currently seconded to Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, she contributes to legislative efforts on a pre-insolvency regime. Recognized in Best Lawyers Ones to Watch in Japan for arbitration and mediation since 2022, she is a rising expert in international legal affairs. Next up, we have none other than Advocate Siddharth Goswami, Dr. Siddharth Goswami, who is an accomplished legal professional specializing in constitutional law, medico legal cases, company matters, and civil law, with notable experience in criminal law. He has worked on over more than 200 plus litigations till date, with several landmark judgments cited across India. He regularly appears before the Supreme Court of India and various high courts and has authored books on medical negligence and cyber law. Siddharthji also advises hospitals and government PSUs on legal and medical compliances while actively pursuing research in the field of medical law. Moving on, we also have Mr. Cheku Dukpa, the founder and chairman of Global Village Connections from Bhutan. Chekuji, who is also known as Jakpun Dukpa, popularly, is a Bhutanese social entrepreneur, civil engineer, and visionary leader. He founded Global Village Connections in 2019, an organization dedicated to fostering global unity and creating a better world through collaborative networks. With a background in civil and transportation engineering, Cheku Dukpa has seamlessly integrated his technical expertise with his passion for social reform. His initiatives, including the Better World Alliance, aims to address global challenges by promoting sustainability, ethical leadership, and community empowerment. Through Global Village Commission connections, he continues to inspire and connect individuals worldwide across 200 plus countries to work collectively towards a meaningful change. Next, we have Mr. Pramod Kumar Sharma, founder and president of Yuv Sakta from Nepal, who is a seasoned social entrepreneur with over 4 decades of experience in the not-profit sector. He is the founder and president of Yuv Sakta, or Youth for Peace, an organization dedicated to promoting youth leadership, peace, and sustainable development in Nepal. Under his leadership, Yuv Sakta has initiated various programs, including the Global Youth Peace Fest (GYPF), which brings together young minds from over 200 plus nations to discuss and act on global challenges. Pramod's work emphasizes the importance of youth engagement in creating transformative change and fostering a culture of non-violence and social harmony. Next, we have Ms. Aska Khan, the founder and CEO of Global Conflicts of Starwords, a platform for global collaboration and intellectual discourse. A National Youth Award winner, she is also the Global Young Ambassador for the Commonwealth Entrepreneurs Club and represented India at the International Diplomats Conference 2024 in Doha, Qatar. With a focus on youth development, diplomacy, and entrepreneurship, Askaji advocates for UNSDG 4, quality education, and UNSDG 8, decent work and economic growth. She is also a lecturer at New Delhi Institute of Management and the vice president of the institution's Innovations Council at New Delhi Institute of Management. Aska is pursuing a master's in economics from Jamia Millia Islamia and has an executive leadership graduate program from Harvard University. Last but not the least, we welcome Mr. Idrissa Gueye, founder of Consortium of Youth Organizations from St. Louis, advocate for climate justice. Idrissa Gueye is a passionate advocate for development, active citizenship, and community service based in St. Louis, Senegal. With a deep commitment to climate justice, he is the founder of the Consortium of Youth Organizations in St. Louis and a regional delegate for AYC St. Louis. As an ambassador of global peace and a coordinator of Climate Youth Senegal, Idrissa actively promotes climate change awareness and action. His work focuses on empowering youth through advocacy and practical solutions while championing the importance of environmental justice. Idrissa's dedication to sustainable development drives him to continuously engage in efforts that support the protection of the planet and foster active, informed communities. We are grateful for all of your presence today and eagerly anticipate your valuable insights and contributions to today's conference session. Would also like to inform all of you that the HR team is conducting calls in the chat box throughout the session. We encourage active participation from all attendees. So now, before beginning our session for today, I would like to again request all participants and my fellow panelists to kindly switch on your webcams. And participants, I have a wonderful announcement for you. Anyone with webcams on will not be certified post the conference. Okay. So now, moving ahead, and I expect a lot of cooperation, although I would like to request Ms. Midori Yamaguchi from Japan to commence her speech and share her insights with all of us.
Thank you for introduction. So let me share my screen first. Can you see the screen shared?
Yeah, I can. That's
Okay.
great. You can continue.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your introduction again. And my name is Midori Yamaguchi. I'm a Japanese lawyer at Mori Hamada and Matsumoto, based in Tokyo, Japan. Thank you so much for having me here today as a guest speaker at such a wonderful conference. Today, I'm so excited to talk to you about the legal considerations for forming business partnerships, particularly joint ventures, which are a common way for companies to collaborate across borders or industries. If you are planning to collaborate with others, this talk will help you avoid common legal traps and build stronger partnerships. Let me move to the next. So here's what we'll cover today. I'll start with why companies form alliances, what benefits they seek. Then we'll explore the different types of alliances with a special focus on joint ventures. After that, I'll take you through the key provisions that should be included in a JV agreement and explain some common disputes and how to avoid them. Let's dive in. To begin, let's talk about the reasons why companies choose to form business alliances. There are several good reasons to form a business alliance. The first one is expanding business reach. For example, it may be better to find a local partner when you are entering a foreign market that you are not familiar with. The second one is acquiring missing skills. Let's say a fintech startup needs AI technology it doesn't have inside the company. They may find a partner that has that technology. Sharing investment risks is important, especially in a large project like infrastructure. The right partner can help to fill these gaps. On the other hand, as the slide also notes, we should take some considerations as well. What if your partner is using your business secrets without your permission or another business outside the contract? Protecting business secrets is crucial, especially in technology or IP intensive sectors. Defining responsibilities prevents confusion later. Of course, trust is always needed between parties. You need a clear exit plan in case things don't go as expected. And for cross-border alliances, jurisdiction is a key. Which country's law applies can be a major issue from a legal perspective. Now, let's take a closer look at the different types of business alliances that companies often form. This slide lists several common alliance types and each has its structure. A joint venture forms a new company. jointly owned and controlled. This is best when both parties want long-term collaboration. License agreements are simpler. One party allows the other use your IP, and in return, they pay a fee or a loyalty. Joint development avoids creating company. Instead, both sides contribute expertise to co-create something, like co-developing a software platform. Outsourcing means hiring another company to handle a specific function like customer service or software development. This isn't a formal business partnership, but it still needs a solid contract to make sure both sides are clear about their responsibilities. The last one is M&A. It's about acquiring or merging with another company entirely. It's not a partnership, but it is often used to achieve similar goals. Among these, joint ventures are particularly important and also more complex. Let's explore what makes JVs unique. When we talk about JVs, we were talking about a separate legal entity with its own name and registration. The JV is independent from its parent company's law, even if not in practice. A key feature is shared profit and risk. That means all parties are motivated to contribute but also exposed to loss. Importantly, JVs are often created for long-term cooperation, unlike short-term contracts or trial projects. Since JVs involve long-term commitments and share the risks, as I said, it's essential to carefully design the rules, how the company will be governed, how disputes will be handled, and how partners can exit, leave the JV if things don't go well. So, if you decided to set up a JV, what exactly should the agreement include? Let's go over the key provisions. Here, we break down the core components that should go into an agreement. Capital structure defines how much each party owns and contributes. It includes the percentage of ownership. Management structure explains how many directors each party can appoint to the board. Legal protections cover sensitive areas like confidentiality, liability for damages, and mechanisms for resolving disputes. Exit strategy is crucial as well. Whether or not one partner buys the other's shares. Is there a clear method to calculate the value of the shares in the contract? These rules help avoid confusion or conflict when a partner wants to leave the JV. Now that we've seen the basic concepts in the agreement, let's look at the provisions on the management. This slide dives a bit deeper into how JVs are actually run. As for leadership, who becomes chairman, who is CEO or president, the position can be assigned to the party with a larger ownership share in general. Regarding board composition, partners must agree on how many directors each can appoint and how voting power is distributed. This is especially important if one party owns less than 50%. When it comes to capital ratios, numbers like 33.4%, 50%, or 66.7% are not just random numbers, and they have real legal meaning. In Japanese corporate law, for example, important decisions often require a majority over 50% or a supermajority two-thirds of shareholder approval. So whether a party holds enough to block or approve those decisions can be critical in structuring the JV. When deadlock happens, what is resolution? If the board can reach an agreement, the JV needs clear plan for what to do next, such as trying mediation, using a deciding vote, or setting rules for one partner to buy out the other. Besides how a JV is managed, the contract should also address key legal points that protect both parties. Let's look at those next. From a legal perspective, for example, these four legal concepts should be addressed in JV contracts. The confidentiality clause protects sensitive business information from being shared outside or reused. An indemnification clause requires one party to compensate the other for losses or damages that result from specific events, such as a breach of contract. Governing law works, for example, if one partner is in India, your country, and another is in Japan, which country's law governs? Indian law or Japanese law? The governing law clause decides which country's legal system will apply when interpreting the contract or resolving any legal disputes. Force majeure clause excuses the parties from performing their obligations if something beyond their control, like a pandemic or a major natural disaster like earthquakes. For example, during the COVID-19 era, many companies asked their lawyers whether their contract's force majeure clauses covered things like lockdowns or canceled events. Some clauses clearly included pandemics, but others didn't mention them at all. So there was a lot of confusion at that time. But even with all these clauses in place, disputes can still happen. So, how do you resolve them? This slide shows the typical steps that people take, starting with simple methods and moving toward more formal ones if necessary. Start with negotiation. Try to work things out directly. If the parties settle in negotiation, you don't need to proceed with the next step like arbitration. This is the simplest and fastest way, and it often works there is trust between the parties. If talking doesn't work, mediation sometimes would take place. In mediation, you have a neutral third person called a mediator who helps both sides talk and find a solution. The mediator doesn't decide who's right or wrong, they just help the conversation move forward. If the problem can be solved through mediation, then the partners may use arbitration next. In this case, both sides present their case to a neutral arbitrator who makes a legally binding decision, unlike mediation. It's kind of like a private court. It's more confidential than litigation. Litigation is a formal court proceeding. It's public and it can take a longer time. So, what kinds of disputes actually happen in real JVs? Let me give you some common examples. The first common situation is strategic vision differences. Imagine two companies form a JV to launch a food delivery app. One partner wants to expand quickly to 10 cities within 6 months. The other prefers slow, sustainable growth, starting with just one city. They disagree on budget, hiring, and priorities, causing serious tension. The second common one is financial mismanagement. For example, one partner agreed to invest $1 million but keeps delaying the payment. Meanwhile, the other partner is covering all the expenses like marketing or something else, and they may be getting frustrated. They may argue over whether to spend more money on other things for the business. These kinds of cash flow issues can seriously slow down or even stop the JV's operations. Contractual breaches are also typical. a partner doesn't do what they promised under the contract. Let's say a partner promised to provide its technology to the JV, but later refuses to do so, or delivery is only part of what they agreed. This violates the contract and can stop operations entirely. IP disputes is common as well. Let's say the JV developed a machine learning. After the JV ends, one partner wants to keep using it in their new product of their company. But the other says, no, it belongs to the JV, you cannot use it. If the agreement wasn't clear about ownership and usage rights, this can lead to a serious legal battle. The last one is regulatory issues. If JV is operating in multiple countries, they must follow different laws. Non-compliance in one country can affect the whole venture. Each country has different laws, as you know, like data privacy or import-export regulations. That's why it's so important to clearly define roles, responsibilities, and legal protections before you start. So, how can we reduce the chances of these disputes happening in the first place? Let's finish with a few best practices. This slide gives you some practical tips to help avoid problems later on. First of all, draft precisely. Unclear language is a common cause of disputes. Next, balanced decision making is necessary. A key point is to ensure that all partners, whether majority or minority, can participate in important decisions. Creating clear exit strategy is key to avoiding confusion. Partners should be able to live without destroying the JV. Lastly, establish compliance policies. This helps avoid violations in different jurisdictions. Let's wrap up with the key messages from today's presentation from me. So, in summary, a well-structured JV agreement is like insurance. It won't prevent all problems, but it helps you deal with them. Legal protections are especially important for those who may not have the resources to fight in court. Even if the partners trust each other, things can go wrong without good communication and planning. That's what helps the JV run smoothly over time. The lastly, trust alone isn't enough. Unexpected disagreements can arise. That's why it's essential to have built-in steps for disputes like mediation or arbitration to handle conflicts if they happen. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this would be helpful for your understanding about forming a business partnership.
Thank you for the wonderful speech and presentation, Midori. The multiple things that even I learned today about dispute resolution, more into business strategy. Yeah, if you can just stop sharing your screen, Midori, we have two questions in the chat box for you.
Let me stop. I have
Yeah,
some questions from the chat
yeah.
box. Can I see
So the
this?
first question is from P. Lahiri Naidu. The second one is also from her. Would you like me to read them?
From Vanilla Naidu. So let me read this. So, hello, Vanilla. You are from Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. Oh, very nice to meet you. How much does Government of Japan invest in startups under government schemes? Are startups in Japan exempt from taxes for 3 years like Indian startups are? Or this exemption period longer to support them? Oh, okay. So this one is a question to me. So actually, I'm working for the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry in Japan, and they're working for startups and cheering up really hard for to support them. So, but I not working for the department right now. So I think there are many kinds of supporting them, including uh, tax support as well. So like when the startups are distributing their shares to the employees or directors, I think there are some kinds of benefits of about taxes. I'm not so sure very well about that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, sure, there should be some benefits for that. That can it be an answer to them? I hope it will. Yeah, it would help.
Yeah, I guess there's a second question as well about taxes. Yeah, just after that. So the question is, are startups in Japan exempted from taxes for 3 years, like Indian startups are?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this
Mm-hmm.
exemption period longer
Mm-hmm.
to support them?
So I am not so sure in detail about that. I'm so sorry, but I don't think there is a complete exemption for just for startups to promote them, even though they're really trying to support them so hard. Like these few years, especially these few years. Oh my god! But it's so it looks really good for startups in India. India.
Yeah. I would like to invite the audience to put forth their questions, if any. I guess Mr. Vansh Arora has a question. Yeah, Vansh, you can unmute and speak. Yeah, Vansh, do you have a question? No? Okay. Miss Khosla, do you have any questions? Sorry, Dr. Khosla. She was actually a panelist yesterday, Madhuri.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi,
Uh, hi.
good evening.
Yeah. So I wanted to know that, like, is there a difference between public interest, public international law and corporate law as far as in different countries is concerned?
So, are you asking about my law firm?
I mean, I'm talking about public international law.
Ah, I see. So, public international law is not traditional area in for law firms, uh, but so as you know very well, so it's a really crucial problem all over the world, especially when uh, has been inaugurated as a president in the U.S. and it is the it is the most like hottest topic in Japan for
Right.
economics and legal
Yeah.
considerations as well. So nowadays, lawyers in the area of public international law uh, is working so hard about analyzing how the Trump's custom policies would affect the Japanese companies and the economy as well,
Okay. Okay.
and also disputes area as well. So when the Japanese government was sued by other countries about like WTO disputes, so they have to the legal lawyers, legal counsels about international public law have to work for on that.
Thank you.
Is
Thank
there
you
any other
for the
question?
amazing speech, Midori. I guess we have one more question in the chat box, Midori,
Oh, okay.
from Yasin. Yeah.
What could be the best suggested strategic alliance for a new venture to establish a new location? So I don't have any specific place. It's the suggested strategic alliance for new venture in a new location. I see. I think every country has a um, legal policies and including taxes for specific partnerships. So in specific country, so you can search legal regulations about that, and there should be a better solution for taxes or which way is way easier or friendly to foreign companies.
Okay. That was a great response, Midori. Thank you for your presence and thank you for being there. I
Sure.
got to know a lot new today. So I would like to request you to just share your email ID in the chat box so that if any
Oh,
of our
okay.
audience has further
Like,
questions, they can
yeah.
directly reach out to you. Thank you.
So,
Now moving ahead, I would like to invite Ms. Aska Khan, CEO of Global Conflicts of Stalwarts, to come and speech and share her insights with all of us.
so before that, thank you so much for your time, for listening as well.
Very good evening, everybody. I am glad you all have joined. Honorable CEO, it was my engagement 2 days ago to 3 days ago, and I was very occupied. And I would need a bit of couple of minutes to join. I mean, I'm right here. If that's all right with Honorable CEO to allow another speaker, alternative speaker, to continue, if that's all right.
Actually, the rest of the speakers haven't yet joined Aska, so I
Okay.
guess we have to go with you.
Okay,
They
okay,
will be
okay,
joining in 15 minutes. Most of
okay.
them are in the wrong timeline, as you
I
understand.
see. I see. Yes, because
Yeah,
that in that case, they are international speakers,
yeah,
right?
most, yeah.
So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will. Would you be giving me the access of the PPT to be displayed there?
Yeah. Did you mail it out to
Okay.
Ms. Bajpai? Yeah,
Okay.
you can just share your screen directly. There is no access needed.
Okay. No, I would need time right now, Billy. How much time period do I have?
15-20 minutes, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Aska Khan, founder and CEO of Global Conflicts of Stalwarts. So, before I show my PPT, before I go ahead, I would like to let you know about where I come from and a brief idea about it. So, our organization, Global Conflicts of Stalwarts, is highly into MSME aggregator firm. So what exactly we do is that we help the existing corporate houses to connect with the community of consumers. So that's how we are into sales. I see most of you. So my presentation would be into two forms. So one is that it will be displayed after a couple of minutes. Then it's more interactive. So I see that a lot of you are the youth. I see youth and people aging from probably 18 to 35 or 40. So, which means you are a lot interested in entrepreneurship, and that's something which is in high demand. And because if we see, according to the keywords, which is globalization, privatization, and liberalization, it is much in congruence and much in alignment with the companies which are existing in India. So my verbal interaction with you is for a couple of more minutes, and then I'll show you the display. So can I know how many of you are from legal background? How many of you have done law? Have idea? Okay, Tamanna is there. So there are a couple of. Okay, the ratio is less anyhow. So these are a couple of things. You know what? My idea is now going into the let's have it from the scratch. So let's say my I want to open a company or a firm, and it goes in from the India. I see a lot of you are Indians. So according to the Indian law, udyog is the one. one part which the company, which the government has. So in case you want to open a company, so it will be registered under sole proprietorship, and you will be given MSME certificate under the udyog, and it is Ministry of MSME, small medium enterprise. So that is the gist of it. Yes, so just give me a minute. I would be talking about it with regards to the legal aspects and how GST is now. So with regards to GST, those are that is something which came into, okay, so India is a country where any law is passed or anything which is not in much in favor with the society or the citizens of India, it is highly debatable initially. Any bill is passed or anything. So initially we could see a lot of protest against GST, but later on see, India is a democratic country. Yeah, so this democratic country highly follows the concept of uh, privatization, especially under the regime of Narendra Modi. So this is something which I highly feel that this gives a lot of liberation and liberty to the people who can have their more startups and companies to be established. Okay, and you know what, unlike most countries, India gives a lot ease of doing business. So when we talk about globally, if you can consider in GCC, just like India, they are also following ease of doing business. So in GCC, and then yes, with no collateral, and then there is a lot of loan being offered for the startups. So that is something um, which has to be kept in mind, and it's giving us offers as normal human beings and the citizens of India. So could you let me know what excites you? How many of you are interested in entrepreneurship? Just at random, raise your hands.
Only three. I thought most of we had entrepreneurs from Maristella. Others? I guess our girls are being shy, Miss Khan.
I see. So there are women. Okay, so for women, entrepreneurship is something which has to be highly encouraged. UNSGD goal, which is about gender equality. It means that if somebody who aspires to, especially a boy, a gentleman who aspires to have certain position, the girl also, and is not, due to certain circumstances, is not able to cope up, or in terms of merit. So this is something. UNSGD goal 8 is a decent work and economic growth. You know what? Something really, really interesting and very brutal and very dark. Okay, and it is, if you want to make a country weaken, if you want to weaken a country, just kill that country economically. Then rest of the things, psychologically, socially, economically, socially, and then politically, it collapses. That is why people run a lot after partnerships are very important to strengthen your empire. Now it's a very poetic way I'm using it, so but it is to be that way. So I want to just display it. um, I think I can get an access, right? Okay, let me just show you something.
Sure. Fourth
Allow
button
it
from the right.
share a screen, right? This is the
Yeah,
option.
exactly.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I am now, this was the verbal interaction. Now I want to display, because it becomes very monotonous if you just straight away display it and not let the other person know you what things you want to put across. Oh yeah, oh yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am continuing here with the display. Please let me know if you can see. Is it visible?
I don't think so. It's clear. Is it clear, Ms. Bajpai?
Yes.
Yeah, now it's clear. Now it's clear.
Okay,
Good.
what is visible?
Yeah,
Legal
it's totally visible.
considerations. Okay. Okay, so this particular thing is regarding the introduction. Okay, so I do not want to read it all across because it would make it very boring. So yes, these are the legal partnerships, and about that, how the business co-owners, much in congruence with the prior speaker, but I would like to go with something really exotic. So general partnership is GP, okay, where the partners share a equal responsibility and liability. Limited partnership is LP, and then limited liability partnership LLP. Then JVs are very interesting form of things. It could be in terms of objective or project. Okay, let's say if you want to have a certain summit to be organized, let's say. Hello, mic check. In case, yes, so
Yeah.
you need to have a summit to be organized, so that and two entities are coming together in order to say it. So I'm just highlighting it. Let me know if you can see it. Joint venture. So that joint venture is it could be considered as joint venture. Partnership agreements, these are a couple of things, it's very, very important. Something is very, I would like to tell you something. See, ladies and gentlemen, beauty is power, decision making is power, then taking strategic move is power. But what is power of all powers? It is autonomy. So the thing why in the society a businessman gets the respect, it's because of the autonomy. He is not answerable to anyone but himself and into his conscience, right? So that is something we have to be mindful about. So ethics are equally important. So capital contributions, initial additional funding responsibilities. Then there's also something known as FDI, foreign direct investments. So that is also important. Legal registration and compliances. For this, you need to have something very important. It's you need to be very good friends with the lawyer, with the advocate, and then be good friends with the CA. Have them on your right and left, okay? Because all this knowledge you cannot keep all the time in your brain, in your mind. So liability is very, very, avoid liabilities, proceed towards assets. So liability issues, there are many, but at because this is a very tricky and technical topic as a whole. The kind of audience we have, it's highly focused for learning and knowing. So in order to bring practicality to it, go for sole proprietor, okay? These are the roles and responsibilities clearly defined, roles in legal terms. So am I visible? Do you see my camera on? No,
Yeah, it's clearly visible, Aska.
the camera is not on.
No, your camera has been switched off, I guess. Your video is off. In mobile
So
devices, we cannot turn video on along with the presentation at the same time. So
all
video
right.
one is off.
So this is, yes, this is an iPad. So that's why I'm wondering why prior speaker could
No
be seen
issues, no
earlier.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yes. So now we have the last segment, and the roles and responsibilities. Now before I go towards the end, so these are the kinds of types of business partnerships. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, keep taking screenshot because these are the presentations which would be helpful for your learning. So this is something very imperative, very imperative. So legal registration and compliance and liability issues. Yes, we were talking about the liability issues for the business debts and considering indemnity clauses. So the term indemnity clauses if somebody is trying to demean you, okay? So for example, I give an example. Let's say you have a partner. If let's say Raju and Neha were the partners, okay, and due to some internal dispute, Raju goes out in the market to tarnish the image of Neha. So to have things right there, get all everything done well, advance in paper, so that's known as TNCs, terms and conditions. So that is something you need to be very mindful about. Business is all about mind. Legality and business is highly about mind. You cannot go around with whims and fancies and jokes. That cannot work together. So you need to have to be very patient and highly motivated. Yes, dispute resolution mechanism. These are arbitration, neutral third party could be the case, and preferred methods of mediation. So mediation is amicable. So arbitration is slightly, but it's always advisable to not to go for dispute resolution mechanism. Like in medical terms, they say it's better. Prevention is better than cure. So it's better to. It's better to. Are you saying something, Honorable CEO? So as I was saying that prevention is better than cure, it means that it's better to prevent and know the person's psyche and his behavior. Okay, you can gauge it up well, then to go ahead with these other. This should be the last resort, legality and all. So thank you very much. I would like to stop the screen and would like to interact with you now for the last minute, and then we can have the next speaker. All right. So thank you, Honorable CEO. That was the gist of it. Thank you very much. We have all the speakers. So the last speaker was from Japan, I suppose.
Yeah,
Okay.
Midori is still there.
She's
So
there.
our next speaker, Mr. Jackson Dakpa, is waiting. He is from
Yes.
Bhutan.
Bhutan. Hello, Jackson. We have been friends. We have been friends since long.
Hello. So actually, I made a mistake. I thought my, session is after a few days on the 21st. So it was a mistake that I made. So anyhow, within a short notice, I was able to join. So I'm very happy to be part of today's program. And this today's discussion, our event is very, very much useful. Okay, so I'm very much happy to participate with you all.
Thank you, Mr. Dakpa. I would like to invite the audience to put forth any questions if you have. Yeah, Dr. Khosla has a question, I guess. Please go ahead, Dr. Khosla.
Yeah,
Can
hi.
you, before, let me introduce myself, okay? Yeah, I am Mr. Chiku Dukpa, but popularly known as Jackson Dukpa from Bhutan. Bhutan is a very small country, but it's the only carbon negative country in the world. I'm a civil engineer by profession, but now I'm more a social worker, and I'm the founder and president of a global non-profit organization called Global Village Connection, whose primary mission is to create a better world. And right now, we are building the global network in more than 100 countries in the world. My idea is to unite the people of the world, and I have set a very ambitious target to unite at least 500 million people in the next 2 to 3 years. So very soon we are going to publish our global GVC agenda, where our mission, vision, thematic projects, and all the activities what we would like to achieve will be outlined in this document. So we are now uniting people from different parts of the world, and today's session is very important. And whether we do social work, whether we do business, okay, the most important thing is to understand and uh, embrace the laws of the country. Okay, so it's very important, and everything that we conduct, we do, we must make sure that we comply with the laws of the land. Okay, so this is very, very important. So if there are any questions from anyone, I'm here to answer.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Dakpa. If anyone has any questions, you may put it forward.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Aska something. Aska, hi. This is Dr. Tamanna. I basically wanted to know what is the best possible. If there's a dispute, so what kind of is ADR a better option, or is it varies according to case between different countries, or what is it? I mean, what do you feel about it?
Yeah, so uh, our if we talk about Bhutan, we just have, we are still very young in terms of coming up with alternative dispute resolution system. Okay, so we have just started, and from my experience, for example, if we are doing trade with India and Bhutan, okay, so there have been lot of trade issues and disputes, and still there is no proper way how this uh, these disputes can be resolved between the countries. Okay, so people are adopting various means. Okay, like utilizing the embassies and all these things. So there is no proper system right now. I don't see a proper system. So I think it is time that we need to engage
We
in
need to.
discussion between the
We
countries
need
and
to
come
for
up with
sure.
effective dispute resolution system. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hi, uh, a very good
Yes.
evening. May
Right.
I ask something? Is Dr. Hosla and Madam Tamanna is the same?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got to know an information. A point of information was given to me that you have a question from Dr. Khosla, and then I thought, who is Dr. Khosla? Did he or she left? Because I all I can see is Dr. Tamanna. I'm sure.
No, Dr. Tamanna Khosla is our panelist from yesterday. Yeah.
I see. On great, that's lovely, madam. Yes, can I have your question, please?
Yeah, I was saying that you spoke about resolution. So,
Hmm.
what kind of dispute resolution could be the best possible option between countries? For example, as you were talking about ADR, etc. So, I mean, and Jackson also spoke about Bhutan's problem with India. So I guess we need to come together and devise a way that disputes between countries or corporate houses, etc. They could be resolved. What do you have to say about that?
Thank you, madam. Very interesting question. You know, in in English, there's a term that's known as um, negotiation. Negotiation is something which can actually build the relation. Diplomacy, economic diplomacy, diplomacy, negotiations. So that is something which is for geopolitics, okay, or maybe two countries aligning. That could be, it could be from that aspect. However, Dr. Khosla, the other part is that when you have there are it also depends on situation. If somebody has morally corrupted you or cheated you, you means anyone for that matter, um, there is then you need to go towards the strictest of the strictest rule for in order to avoid to curtail the exploitation any further. So that has to be done, it has to be done that way. Then the other part which is said about mm, the globally, so you know treaties being signed between two countries, then there is a strategic alliance. Bhutan, I suppose, is a part of SARC as well,
Yes, yes. Bhutan is a
right?
part of SARC.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where the headquarters are in Kathmandu, however, the of SARC are in Kathmandu. SARC headquarters are in Kathmandu, Nepal. I,
Now I don't know where is the headquarter of this SARC,
okay.
but
Anyhow,
definitely Bhutan is a part of SARC.
yes. So so these are the things, when countries have to invite people, and countries economy flourish through tourism, and people want to travel to other countries, they make their countries visa free, or maybe visa on arrival. That's how it is. So let's say if a country whose economy, let's say Maldives for that matter, that is visa free, or I suppose visa on arrival. So that is one way. So this is geopolitics aspect. Let's say, Dr. Tamanna, you and I, if we are already partners or and joint venture, okay, we what need to be ensured. Like I said, prevention is better than cure. My most priority would be, or any sane person's priority should be, and something which I or anyone should be mindful about, not to have a dispute. The best dispute is not to have a dispute
Yeah.
or anything. So there should be, according to article 19 of Indian constitution, and which is 19A, and according to UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, according to that, article 19, both of them say the same way, which is about speech of freedom of speech and expression, which means we can only coexist if we both learn to cooperate. So the cooperation has to be continued, so regardless of all odds. So that's my same, and that's how we can fix it. Now I give you another example. 3 days ago was my engagement, and Madam Vanilla was very cooperative in understanding why haven't I sent the video. My video hasn't been out yet. I mean, I think I have missed the opportunity. It's because of so much of, and it all happened in fractions of seconds. um, the engagement and ceremony and everything, that's the respect she has for me, in order to as the speaker, despite not being very much active in the WhatsApp group. So that's the, some common ground of level of tolerance which she has as a human being, a very wonderful cooperative, the organizer. So thank you very much, Miss Vanilla. You were the first one to reach out to me for the invitation, for being the panelist here. It's amazing function, amazing event. I'm learning a lot, getting a moment to teach others and learn from them. So I'm here. Thank you, Madam Tamanna. Thank you, Honorable CEO.
Sure, sure, sure. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite Mr. Jackson Dukpa to commence his speech and share his insights with all of us. And Jackson, I think we
Yeah.
already have 3 questions for you in the chat box.
Yeah, I couldn't see properly. Okay, so let me share that people all across the world are facing a lot of problems. Okay, when conducting business between countries. For example, so many people are getting scammed, by people. Okay, there are payment issues, and definitely there are no proper system at place. So we need to have a very very effective and streamlined alternative dispute resolution system, okay, across the country, which is not there right now. And the best way we can do is to promote collaboration between trade organization, okay. So this is very important, the people's participation. And the government regulatory framework is not enough, so it's the civil society organization and the people like us, we have to come forward, okay, and bring all those much needed reforms all across the countries, okay. So my organization Global Village Connection has the entrepreneurship and business club. We also have the legal network for the lawyers, okay. So my organization right now is not registered in India, so we are trying to register in India. So once this is registered, so even all these issues will be taken up very seriously, okay. So when it comes to Bhutan, we are still a developing country, and we are in every sector. We are in the infant stage. Okay, so there is no proper system in place and adequate support from the government. Okay, there's no proper ecosystem like in India. Okay, we don't have much incubation center. We also have a problem of access to fund. Okay, and the support system is right now not adequate in Bhutan, so we need to still develop, and our entrepreneurs need to also be educated on the ideas of entrepreneurship to a larger extent. Okay, so everything is pretty much now in Bhutan, we are in the initial stage, so there are a lot of problems, and there's no entrepreneurship mindset. When it comes to the young people, okay. So and the government also don't have much support system, so we are still working on right now. Yeah.
That's great, Jackson. I guess Ms. Bajpai, can you read out the questions one by one for Mr. Dukpa, please?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So the first question is, what are the key regulatory challenges that startups face in Bhutan, especially in terms of business registration, taxation, or foreign investment?
Yeah, so our foreign direct investment, regulation and the policies are not conducive for the foreign investors. So there's a much reform going on. Okay, so for the startup registration, this is not very much complicated. It's very easy. We have a department who handles all these, registration issues. Okay, so that is not a problem. But the point that I'm making is the entrepreneurship mindset is missing and the proper support like access to finance. This is, very much missing in Bhutan. Yeah, second question, please.
So the second question is, how supportive are Bhutan's startup laws and government policies for early stage entrepreneurs in terms of funding, incubation, or ease of doing businesses?
Yeah, so as I said, we are still on the initial stage and we don't have regulations or, like proper policies, okay, regarding this startup ecosystem. So we don't have even like a incubation center. Of course, there are some, system where, like entrepreneurship get some kind of a support from the government in terms of like office space and all these things, okay. So actually, the banks and the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, from time to time, they come up with some schemes to support the entrepreneurs, okay, especially the new entrepreneurs. So actually, there's no well-defined system in the place right now.
Right. And the last question is, are there any recent legal reforms or initiatives aimed at promoting innovation and entrepreneurship in Bhutan that you think are game changers?
Yeah, as I said, there's not, like many platform where people or entrepreneurs can present their ideas and all these things. It's only the some schemes or the events that the government organize, okay, that people can participate. But now Bhutan is changing because now a very, very big project is coming in the southern side of Bhutan. It's called the Gelfu Mindfulness City. So all these challenges that we are facing right now as a country, yeah, all these issues will be uh, taken up within this the scope of this Gelfu Mindfulness City. Sorry, I got a call and
Your video is not visible, Mr. Dukpa. Can you
yeah,
please?
yeah, I don't know how where it is now.
Sure, sure, sure. Could you please read the remaining questions from the next participant, Ms. Bajpai, one by one?
Yeah, sure. So the next question is,
Yeah.
how easy is it for startups in Bhutan to protect their ideas or products legally?
Yeah, we have a department which is taking care of all these IP and issues. Okay, again, we are just starting. We are just starting. Okay, we just have this like a department, government department who handle all these things, and still, the concept of this, intellectual property protection, all these things is not very much vibrant, okay, dynamic in Bhutan. Yeah, so people also, the public or the people of Bhutan, the entrepreneurs, they don't have much idea about this, like protection rights and all these things. So is one of the biggest challenges For example, for example, some small startup, some people who have some idea, they go to the bank, okay, and then it takes some time to get these ideas approved. So in the process, okay, there are many cases that some people who are powerful, who have the money, okay, who have the financial capacity, they take away all these ideas, and yeah, there's not much support to protect these people, okay. So that is one of the biggest challenge in Bhutan.
I see. One more question. Are there any rules that make it harder or easier for Bhutanese startups to team up with investors or businesses from outside the country?
Yeah, again, we don't have this, platform, okay, where people can come and pitch their ideas to international investors. And very recently, the government has planned to inject or create this platform where foreign investor can onboard, and then the Bhutanese people can access to international investors, okay. So there was one program, but I think it was not successful. It was initiated by the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, and together with the business organization called BCCI. Initially it was working, but now I think this program is no more functioning. So that means we don't have a proper platform where starts up can access this funding, okay, proper funding. So that is also not there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, yes. Any question, please?
Yeah, Jackson, what about monarchy in Bhutan? Like, do you think monarchy is helpful in business enterprises, etc.? I mean, like, because India being a parliamentary democracy, that's like some kind of help out there. Is it helpful, or is it like what is it like? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so ours is not a full-fledged democracy. It's called constitutional monarchy, okay? Yeah. Uh, the parliament, engage in the decision-making process. But again, we still have to consult the King of Bhutan. And of course, so many things, initiatives are, being carried away through the office of the king. So, yeah, those activities are still very, very, I mean, strong and dynamic, and much of the support is also coming, from the office of the His Majesty, okay. Yeah.
Okay, I guess there's a last question in the chat box, Ms. Bajpai. If you can read it, please.
Yes, there's one last question. It is if a founder is just starting out and doesn't have a big budget, is it easy to get legal help or advice in Bhutan?
Yes. So again, we don't have any such kind of system, okay. For me, I'm very popular in Bhutan. And just before this session, okay, I was live on TikTok, and we were discussing about entrepreneurship and support from the government, okay. So again, so there's no, proper, channels where we can access to all this legal help and all this thing. So that's why uh, now I am coming up with a project called Project Building Bhutan. It's a purely capacity building project and employment generation and to achieve self-sufficiency. Okay, so that I'm thinking to initiate very soon in the next 2 to 3 months. So this project will create platforms, okay, where people can seek all this necessary technical expertise or advice or help. So yeah, that's why I am as part of my nation building initiative, okay, so taking up this project called Project Building Bhutan. So most of the things that are the problems that we are facing right now will be addressed through this project.
I'm a political scientist. I can help you, sure.
Yeah, in 2018, I formed a new political party, but we were close to the election and we couldn't register the party. But in case we were registered, then we had a chance to form the government. But now I don't have time to form the political party and continue. But the people of Bhutan, they're expecting me to, continue this journey. But unfortunately, I say that because I have to, address so many of the global agendas. Okay. Now, yeah. In Africa, we are now connected with more than 40 countries. Yeah, in India, we are building our network in almost all the states. Okay, so we are going to do so many huge, projects in India also very soon. Of course, we need the support of all of you. You can participate in the various sectors. We have got about 23 or 24 special wings. Okay, so we are uniting the farmers, we are uniting the doctors, we are uniting the lawyers, we are uniting the engineers. So this my NGO has the opportunity for everybody to contribute to nation building and also to support the global agenda.
That was great talking to you, Mr. Dukpa. Although I have a last question before we wrap up. Being an entrepreneur in Bhutan and also establishing your own political party, what is the last conclusive message you would like to send out to all our aspiring entrepreneurs out here?
Yeah, so the most important thing is not about the funds. Okay, the most important thing is to continue your journey. Believing in yourself is very very important. Of course, you need to have the market knowledge, but you have to be determined and you have to believe in yourself. And this is my famous pause, and it means never give up. Okay, so, whatever the situation, you might fail thousands of times, but you should still continue your journey and believing in yourself, okay? So, fail as the general saying goes, failure is the pillar of success. See, and I also have a saying called missing a train is not the end of the journey. Okay, so you must continue your journey no matter how hard it is. It is not the people's judgment, okay, that determines your ability. So people will always judge you, but to believe in yourself is the most important thing. And you have to also set your self confidence high. You have to believe in yourself, you have to respect yourself, you have to love yourself. And yeah, you have to continue the journey no matter what however the journey might be hard. Okay, so that is the real entrepreneurship. And I am also an aspiring entrepreneur. I have a project to, build something like social media, okay, like Facebook in the future, and something like a chat platform like WhatsApp, okay. So we are going to come up with our own platform. So I have all these mega projects in hand, and let me tell you my experience in Bhutan. It's very difficult. People don't have this entrepreneurship mind, and if we are creating something like big vision, and almost all the people they will not believe in you, okay, but as I said, I'm very confident. And yeah, this is my projects, my vision, so I have to believe in myself. Okay, so very soon there are going to be very big news. Okay, yeah, so I need the support of all of you, and all of my projects will be operated globally. Thank you.
That was a great speech, Mr. Dukpa. Now I would like to invite all the participants to put forth their questions, if any. You can simply raise your hand and ask your questions. Any that you have. Devrupa, no questions? So I was watching you all the time, Devrupa. You were sounding quite excited and interested into the conversation. Okay,
Yeah, so I come with a lot of experience in the various domains. Okay, so you can ask anything. Doesn't matter.
sure. Any questions you would like to ask Mr. Dukpa? You can simply raise your hands or you can even type in the chat box if you're feeling shy. Anyone from your, any participants? Okay. Anyone from Maristella specifically? No questions, huh? Any clear అయిపోయా? Okay. I guess Mr. Duppa.
Is law a popular job option in Bhutan?
Yeah, not much, not much. Anyhow, like our population is very tiny, and the unfortunate thing that is happening right now is that many Bhutanese have, left to Australia, seeking greener pasture. Okay, so even for the Bhutanese lawyers, I think there's not much job opportunities right now, and most of the people now are opting for government jobs, and those who cannot get government jobs, and the private has not much scope. Okay, so many people are leaving the country to seek for greener pastures.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So yeah. Any other questions? None from the audience? Okay. I would like to request to Jackson G to just share your email ID in the chat box so that if any of our audience has any further questions, they can directly reach out. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can share my WhatsApp number. I don't use much email, okay, because I'm, engaging with so many people every day. So there's no, I mean, like I don't have much time to engage in email. So I use WhatsApp. So you can share my WhatsApp number to anybody, and anytime anybody can connect with me regarding
Sure.
any issues. No problem.
Please do drop your WhatsApp number in the chat box. Thank you for the amazing speech and the insights you gave us into Bhutan's ecosystem and its laws, and especially for answering a long queue of questions from Dr. Khosla and Ms. Naidu. So now moving ahead, I would like to thank Mr. Dukpa for his amazing speech and the insights he provided into a country. I would like to thank all our speakers of today for the wonderful insights they provided us all into East country. Aska ji for India, Jackson ji for Bhutan, and we also had uh, our first speaker. Sorry, my pronunciation skills are a bit bad, but yeah, for Japan and for other nations too. So now moving ahead, we are excited to announce that our next conference will be held in May next month, and we hope to see you all there and engage in insightful discussions. Thank you again, everyone, and we look forward to reconnecting with you at our upcoming conference next month. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, SK Associates and Group, to watch the recordings of this conference, and do follow us on all our social media handles to stay connected with us. Just before ending this conference, a last gift for all of you. In case any of you are looking to raise funds between 1 lakh INR to 100 crore INR, you can just drop out a proposal at management@skandgroup.com. This service is open for all Indian entrepreneurs. As of now, we are soon looking to expand to other nations too. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.